So we got DirecTV to put in our new satellite because it cost almost $15 a month less than Dish. I'm about to call Dish to cancel our service. All right? Check this out. 1-800-333-3474 Dish. Okay, here we go. Waiting.
Thank you for choosing Dish Network.
Para español, marque 8.
Okay, I'm not Espanol, so I don't press anything.
In a few words, tell me what I can help you with today. You can say anything from order a movie to activate my service.
Terminate service.
Okay, disconnect service. I can help with that. And if I get it wrong, say start over. The phone number on your account is 819-777. Is that right? Please say yes or no.
Yes. Genius.
Okay, hold on while I look up your information.
So, the waiting continues.
In addition to programming, Dish Network offers both phone and internet packages from America's top providers. For more information, check out dishnetwork.com.
No thanks.
Are you calling about a recent change to one of your sports channels? If yes, press 1. If no, press 2.
Check this out. No.
I didn't hear you press anything. Let's try again.
Are you calling about a recent change to one of your sports channels? If yes, press 1. If no, press 2.
See, no other choices. I'll press 2 now.
For billing information or to make a payment, press 1.
No.
Make changes to the channels you get or to buy pay-per-view movies and events, press 2.
No.
Technical support and information about how to use your Dish Network equipment, press 3.
No.
If you're moving or need to change your address, press 4.
No.
To upgrade your receiver, check status of a replacement receiver, or to activate a replacement receiver, press 7. To repeat this prompt, press the star key.
You see? You see? So basically, the robot said, he actually corrected me. I said terminate service. He said disconnect service. So it's part of their database. The robot then took me to a series of choices, none of which were appropriate for my needs. Now, isn't that interesting? So, basically, this is what my life's been like for over a week now. Now, it's interesting. I am not a vindictive human being. I'm relatively patient. Of course, others would contest that. The possibilities of me going postal are slim to none. It's just not in my DNA. Not at all. But I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking about all the time that has been stolen from my life by the fucking technological vampires. Ever since customer service became robotized, ever since the consumer market has become so massive that the only way to deal with all of our requests/complaints is this massive network of robotic operators and customer support. And for the most part, systems fail. They're fated for failure. And every time it fails, it sucks more moments out of your precious life, never to be retrieved ever again. Ever again. So I started thinking about that, and of course, got really infuriated. And the thing is, you can't yell at these robots. They stay very calm and very robotic. And then on the rare occasion you get to speak to a human being, my old friend Ian Gardner always said, keep up the average work. It's unbelievable. So here's my fantasy I want to share with you. It's a fantasy. Imagine if the human beings that you deal with, once you've gone through the hurdles and all the detours that these companies set up for you with their robotic first line of defense. Because most people, I'm sure, just throw their hands up in frustration and go, forget it, I can't deal with this. I'm a little more persistent, and sooner or later, through trickle down, I get to speak to a human being. Well, 9 times out of 10, they really fuck up. Like, for instance, today, the nightmare continues. I didn't get my wireless transmitter that I need to get online today, as promised. And I find out the following. I'll encapsulate, but it's really fucking breathtaking. It's incredible. The woman gets on the line, and there was a funny moment. There was dead silence. Then went, hello, and she said she's there. So, okay, fine. She was looking up my account information. So I started whistling. What's that, she asked. I said, well, it's me whistling. Well, why are you whistling? Well, because all the time I've spent on hold, not in this particular moment, and music comes on, your music is pretty god-awful. Excuse me? Yeah, your music is really bad, so... Well, what are you whistling? That's really nice. I don't know, I'm just making it up. So what have you found out? I'm still looking. And I hear her moan and groan. Finally, she gets back to me and says, the order was taken last Thursday. I said, I know, that was me placing the order. But you see, what happened is that when the order went to the equipment department, there was no equipment on the order. And I said, okay, could you run that past me again? Well, whoever filled out the order didn't write the piece of equipment on the order. So I said, okay, hold on. So you're saying the guy spent 25 minutes on the phone with, who finally conceded to helping me, knew that he had to fill out an equipment order to replace a piece of dead equipment. He sent the order to the equipment department, and there was no equipment on the order. Is that what you're telling me? And she went, yes. And I went, well, that's just great. So you filled out that equipment order, have you? She said, yes. Now, look, I have to tell you that we are going to waive the $24.99 overnight charge because we're going to have to overnight this. We're really sorry about this inconvenience. And I said, I'm sure you are. And that $24.99, she says, is going to appear on your account. Well, I said, if you're going to waive it, why does it have to appear on the account? Well, if we don't get to it before our internet system does, it'll appear on your account. Well, when's it going to get on the internet system? Well, I don't know. Well, if you don't know, then how do you know if you can get it on there before or after? So what you're saying, it's going to appear on my bill, and then the onus upon me is to contact you to have it waived. Yes. And I went, well, that's just great. So I bid it. I thanked her for her wonderful work, and I got off the phone, and I wanted to kill small animals yet again. So here's the deal. Here's my fantasy. I've gotten off top. Here's my fantasy. Imagine if every one of those assholes, through their incompetence or stupidity or whatever, ever keep stealing those precious moments from your life that add up after all these years of customer support and waiting and hold and ineptitude and fuck-ups. Imagine if they were believers. I mean, believers in the biblical sense. And they end up wherever their just deserts takes them, whether it's heaven's door or hell's inferno, and they are confronted by a bureaucrat. May I see your forms, please? Well, I'm in heaven, right? Well, yes, you are in heaven, but I have to see the paperwork. Well, what do you mean you have to see the paperwork? Don't you know who I am? Yes, I do. Well, then why do I have to repeat all this with paperwork? I just want to get into heaven. I've been a good person. I just want to get into heaven. Why do I have to fill out paperwork? Well, for security reasons, you're going to have to repeat your whole life story. What, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Can I need to speak to a supervisor or a manager or somebody who has some authority to make an intelligent decision. Well, there's only one authority or manager above me, sir or madam, and you know who he is, and unfortunately, he's very occupied. So if you don't have the paperwork, here's a pencil and pen, whatever you prefer, And here's this box of empty papers. You can go sit in that corner there, and could you please fill out your name, your last known address, and every event and every joy and every tragedy and every ebullient moment and every quagmire moment you've ever had in your life, and I need you to write it all down. Could you do that for me, please? Yes. And wouldn't that just be great? Wouldn't that just be divine retribution? Think about those possibilities. The believer who worked at AT&T, or that little bitch teller in the bank that gave you that hard time, or the car dealership that screwed you over, or the mechanic, or whoever. They end up at heaven's door, or in all likelihood, hell's inferno, and they're stuck having to go through everything they made us go through. Wouldn't that just be great? Just saying, just a thought.